Alright, let's delve into this important topic of olive oil fraud, shall we? It's a subject close to my heart, as nature's bounty in its purest form offers us such tremendous health benefits. To think that something so precious is being adulterated on such a scale, well, it's simply not right. So listen closely, because in this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on a truly shocking reality. You might want to sit down for this, my friends, because it turns out that a staggering 79% of the olive oil sold worldwide is either not what it claims to be, or it's downright fake. Now, I know that might sound unbelievable, but we're going to take you on a journey through 10 countries where this oil fraud has reached alarming levels. Some of these places might surprise you, lands you wouldn't necessarily associate with such deception. Others, well, they might just confirm some of your deepest concerns. But this isn't just about getting ripped off, about paying good money for something inferior. No, my friends, this goes much deeper than that. Some of these counterfeit oils can be downright dangerous to your health. And the scary part is, you might be consuming them right now without even a glimmer of suspicion. You see, these clever fraudsters are masters of disguise. But don't despair, because by the end of our time together, I'm going to share with you a simple yet remarkably reliable way to test the authenticity of your olive oil right in your very own kitchen. Yes, you'll be able to become your own little olive oil detective. And not only that, but I'll also give you practical, down-to-earth tips on how to choose real, genuine liquid gold, the kind that nourishes your body and delights your taste buds, instead of falling into yet another cleverly disguised trap set by these unscrupulous individuals. Mark my words, this video is going to be incredibly informative, and I truly believe it will empower you to take control of your health in this crucial area. So, if you're ready to become a savvy consumer and protect yourself and your loved ones, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started on this eye-opening exploration. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. The shocking, undeniable truth is that olive oil is the second most counterfeited food product in the entire world. Can you believe it? Right after something as basic as water and those sugary soft drinks. Astonishingly, up to 79% of the olive oil being sold across the globe is either fake or it's been adulterated. What does adulterated mean in this context? It means it's been diluted, cut down, mixed with other cheaper substances that have no business being in your precious olive oil. And listen to this, my friends. This isn't just a matter of price or a slight dip in quality. This is about your health and your safety. Olive oil fraud has become so widespread, so pervasive, that it has even surpassed the illegal markets for things like wine and honey. Recent investigations have uncovered truly alarming fraud schemes in numerous countries, and the consequences, believe me, are serious. Think about it. Regularly consuming fake olive oil can lead to nutrient deficiencies because you're not getting the beneficial compounds you expect. And even more worryingly, it can increase your risk of developing chronic diseases. This affects absolutely everyone, whether you're a home cook striving to nourish your family with wholesome ingredients, a health-conscious individual meticulously planning a balanced diet, or simply someone who wants to be sure they're getting a genuine, quality product for their hard-earned money. So, why is olive oil such a prime target for these fraudulent activities? Well, the answer, unfortunately, is quite simple. It's a high-value product with incredibly strong demand in the market. This makes it a very attractive target for those looking to make a quick buck through deception. Furthermore, the complex production process, the wide array of classifications, like extra virgin, virgin, and so on, and the inherent difficulties in easily verifying its authenticity all contribute to its vulnerability. Real, authentic extra virgin olive oil is a labor of love. It's expensive to produce because it requires time, care, and the proper handling of the olives. This creates the perfect storm, the ideal conditions for these fraudsters to flood the market with low-quality and sometimes even downright dangerous fakes, all in their relentless pursuit of profit. Now let's take a look at some of the countries where this problem is particularly rampant. Country number 10, Argentina. Now can you imagine that the land of the tango, the exquisite wines, and the seemingly endless pampas would make this list? Argentina isn't perhaps the first country that springs to mind when you think of olive oil, but in recent decades, it has quietly become one of the largest producers in Latin America. However, as is often the case with rapid growth in an industry, there's a downside. A study conducted by Argentina's National Institute of Food Technology revealed that approximately 17% of the olive oil on their domestic market contains cheaper vegetable oils, most commonly sunflower or soybean oil, mixed in to cut costs. Consumers who opt for oil sold in bulk or at suspiciously low prices are particularly at risk here. Research has even shown that some samples contained as little as 30% actual olive oil. To ensure you're getting genuine quality, look for oil that has been certified by the regions of San Juan or Mendoza. These areas are well regarded for their pure traditional production methods. Country number 9, Morocco. A land straight out of an enchanting Eastern fairy tale, where ancient olive trees stretch their wise branches under the blazing African sun. Here, olive oil production isn't just a craft, it's a centuries-old tradition, lovingly passed down through generations. But even in a country with such deep-rooted traditions, the market has faced its share of issues with counterfeit products. Research from the Moroccan Institute of Quality Control found that around 15% of budget-grade oils contain cheaper vegetable oil blends, significantly reducing their nutritional value. The problem is particularly concerning in export markets, where regulations aren't always as strict as they should be. Some producers, unfortunately, exploit legal loopholes to sell their diluted oil as a premium product. So, how can you avoid falling for these tricks? Look for Moroccan olive oil that is clearly labeled with the AOC certification. This guarantee ensures that you're getting the real deal, a true gift from nature. Country number 8, Greece. This isn't just a country, it's the very birthplace of olive oil. Here, ancient trees, some thousands of years old, have stood witness to philosophers pondering the mysteries of the universe and to Olympians anointing themselves with golden oil before their competitions. For centuries, Greek olive oil has been considered the gold standard of taste and quality. But even in this legendary land, fraud unfortunately exists. A study by the European Food Safety Authority found that up to 20% of Greek olive oil on the global market may be counterfeit. The common trick: dishonest producers mix it with cheaper vegetable oils, or even more deceptively, sell low-quality oil as extra virgin. As a result, consumers end up with a product that lacks the powerful health benefits that real Greek olive oil is so renowned for. These fakes not only cause economic damage, but also pose significant health risks. Just consider this. Lab tests from the University of Athens revealed that in a staggering 7 out of 10 samples of counterfeit oil, the levels of polyphenols, those wonderful compounds responsible for so many of olive oil's health benefits, were far below the standard, while oxidation compounds, which can be harmful, exceeded safe limits. So how can you spot real Greek olive oil? Look carefully for the PDO label that specifies a particular region such as Crete or Kalamata. That's where the true liquid gold of Greece is born. Country number 7, Portugal. A beautiful land where the sun gently kisses the terraced olive groves and the air in the historic markets is often filled with the delightful aroma of fresh, fruity oil. Their ancient olive trees stand as living monuments to history, producing a liquid gold renowned for its rich flavor and wonderful health benefits. However, even in this sun-drenched country, where the traditions of olive oil production stretch back through the centuries, there's a darker side. According to the European Food Safety Commission, about 10% of Portuguese olive oil on the global market is counterfeit. Often it's blended with cheaper, less nutritious oils and hidden additives that significantly lower its quality and its precious nutritional value. The biggest concern here is the uncertified oils that manage to find their way onto supermarket shelves, cleverly disguised as premium varieties. Researchers from the University of Lisbon in their investigations found that in a shocking 7 out of 10 cases, this fake olive oil not only loses its beneficial properties, but may also contain harmful trans fats. So when you're choosing Portuguese olive oil, look diligently for brands that carry the DOP label. This is your guarantee of authenticity, a sign that you're getting the real deal. Country number 6, Turkey. Turkey, a fascinating land where Eastern aromas, exotic spices, and ancient traditions have intertwined for centuries. Along the Aegean coast, ancient olive trees have stood the test of time and countless civilizations. But even here, amidst these historic olive groves, a problem lurks, one that affects millions of consumers. According to a study conducted by the Turkish Ministry of Agriculture, up to 30% of Turkish olive oil contains blends of other vegetable oils or undisclosed additives, including chemical preservatives that are used to extend shelf life but may pose risks to your health. In a major investigation back in 2022, some oils that were boldly labeled as extra virgin were found to contain as much as 40% sunflower or canola oil. What does this mean for you, the consumer? First and foremost, a significant drop in nutritional value. Research from Ankara University found that fake olive oil contains a shocking 60% fewer antioxidants and beneficial polyphenols than genuine extra virgin oil. Even more concerning, some samples were found to contain trans fats, which we know can contribute to inflammation and liver disease. To avoid these counterfeit products, look for Turkish olive oil that has been certified by the TSE Turkish Standards Institute and verified geographical indications, such as oils from Ayvalık or Çanakkale, which are known for their authentic, high-quality production. Country number 5, Tunisia. A true hidden gem in the world of olive oil. Despite having cultivated olive trees for over 3,000 years, this beautiful country remained somewhat in the shadows of its more well-known Mediterranean neighbors for a long time. Today, however, Tunisia is a significant exporter of olive oil. But, unfortunately, troubling trends have emerged in the budget segment of the market. A study conducted by the International Olive Council, IOC, found that up to 15% of Tunisian olive oil on the global market is diluted with cheaper oils, such as sunflower, soybean, or even palm oil. In a major scandal back in 2021, exported oil was found to contain less than 50% pure olive oil, with the rest made up of undeclared additives. These fraudulent practices not only damage the trust in Tunisian olive oil, but can also pose serious health risks. Lab tests from the University of Tunisia revealed that these fake oils are 3 times more likely to contain oxidized compounds, which can disrupt your metabolism and trigger allergic reactions. So, how can you ensure you're getting quality? Authentic Tunisian olive oil often carries the AOC Appellation d'Origine Contrôlée label and meets the stringent EU certification standards. Oils from the Sousse and Monastir regions are particularly prized, as they produce some of the finest examples of real Tunisian olive oil. Now, as we move further down this list, the scale of the fraud becomes increasingly alarming and widespread. The next countries are where the battle for high-quality, authentic olive oil has truly reached its peak. Country number 4, Egypt, a land of ancient pharaohs, magnificent pyramids, and seemingly endless deserts, is now making a rapid entrance into the global olive oil market. Under the scorching Nile sun, young olive plantations are spreading, promising the world a new source of this precious liquid gold. But with this rapid rise in production, unfortunately, comes a serious threat to quality. According to research conducted by the Egyptian Food Safety Authority, up to 20% of Egyptian olive oil contains cheaper vegetable oil blends, most commonly soybean or sunflower oil, which lack both the wonderful health benefits and the distinctive flavor of real extra virgin olive oil. Even more concerning, scientists at Cairo University have found traces of chemical solvents in some samples, substances that are used to extract oil from low-quality raw materials. These chemicals can lead to chronic inflammation, liver toxicity, and metabolic disorders. The biggest underlying issue here is the lack of strict regulations. Unlike Europe, where olive oil production is highly regulated, Egypt currently lacks a unified certification system to guarantee quality. So, how can you find authentic Egyptian olive oil? Look for products that have the COI, International Olive Council certification, or EU export certification. These are currently the most reliable ways to avoid counterfeits. Country number 6, USA. America, a land of incredible innovation and seemingly endless opportunities. But when it comes to the olive oil market, it's unfortunately a bit of a mess. While California has certainly become a major olive oil powerhouse, the overall US market is still flooded with counterfeits. A study conducted by the University of California, Davis, found that up to 25% of olive oil sold in the US that is labeled as extra virgin does not meet international standards. The core issue here is the lack of strict federal regulations. Many companies simply slap the coveted extra virgin label on their bottles, even if the oil has been diluted with cheaper alternatives. In a major scandal back in 2020, a US lab discovered that a shocking 7 out of 10 tested olive oils contained up to 40% sunflower or canola oil. This not only constitutes false advertising, but also means a significant loss of the key antioxidants that make olive oil so beneficial for our health. So, how can you avoid these imposters? Look for certifications from the California Olive Oil Council or USDA Organic. These labels provide a much greater guarantee that you're getting real, high-quality American olive oil. Country number 2, Italy. Italy. Here, olive oil is not just a product, it's a living legend. Its rich aroma filling the narrow streets of Tuscan villages and the sunny terraces of Sicily. It's born amongst ancient groves, where trees with gnarled trunks hold the secrets of centuries. However, even this sacred tradition has been tainted by greed. Some producers sadly play on the deep trust that consumers have in Italian olive oil, pouring cheaper oils into those elegant bottles, stripping them of their divine taste and their precious nutritional power. They are like alchemists, but instead of turning lead into gold, they create the illusion of quality, diluting genuine extra virgin olive oil with sunflower or canola oil to save on every single drop. Others go even further, dressing up mediocre oil in luxurious packaging, passing it off as a premium product. The label proudly proclaims extra virgin, but inside is a liquid without a soul, lacking the vital polyphenols and the robust characteristic taste of true Italian olive oil. Sometimes, the deception even becomes a geographical hoax. The bottle might proudly state, "Product of Italy," but if those olives could talk, they would tell a different story. They were harvested in Tunisia, Spain, or Greece, and only bottled in Italy. This oil has never kissed the Tuscan sun, but the clever traders are confident that no one will ask. So, if you truly want to experience the very breath of Italy in every drop of your olive oil, look diligently for the DOP or IGP labels. Check the origin carefully and trust only those producers for whom olive oil is not just a business, but a deeply ingrained part of their very soul. And finally, my friends, we've arrived at the undisputed leader in the world of counterfeit olive oil. Country number 1, Spain. The very queen of olive groves, the ruler of seemingly endless green hills where silvery leaves tremble in the gentle breeze, and the sun lovingly warms the land, soaking every single olive with life-giving power. In this country, olive oil is not just a product, it's liquid gold, created through centuries of unwavering tradition. The Spanish people have guarded its secrets for generations, passing down the invaluable knowledge of the perfect press from one family to the next. But alas, the more valuable the gold, the more those who seek to counterfeit it. Tragically, Spain leads not only in olive oil production, but also in the sheer scale of its counterfeiting operations. Research from the Madrid Institute of Food Safety revealed that a staggering up to 25% of Spanish olive oil in the budget segment is counterfeit. This means that potentially every fourth bottle you see on the supermarket shelf could be hiding a deceptive mix with cheaper vegetable oils like soybean, sunflower, or even palm oil. But the biggest deception here isn't just a change in flavor or a loss of nutrients, it's the significant health risk. Laboratory tests conducted on these counterfeit oils have revealed the presence of residues of pesticides and industrial solvents in some cases. Shockingly, the concentration of these toxins sometimes exceeded the allowed limits by a factor of 3. These dangerous substances can not only severely damage your liver, but also provoke hormonal imbalances, trigger inflammatory processes throughout your body, and even accelerate the aging process. So, how can you, as a concerned consumer, protect yourself from this dangerous game of disguise? So, how do we navigate this deceptive landscape? How do we, as discerning consumers, arm ourselves against these sophisticated schemes and ensure that the liquid gold we bring into our homes is truly that? Well, the first line of defense lies in understanding the language of the label. A genuine olive oil producer has nothing to hide and will often provide you with crucial information. Look for these key indicators. Harvest date. Real, high-quality olive oil is a fresh product. Just like with any fresh produce, you want to know when it was harvested. If the bottle only displays a best buy or expiration date, be cautious. A reputable producer will proudly state the year the olives were harvested. This tells you how fresh the oil is and when it was produced. Country and region of origin. Authentic olive oil often carries the name of the specific country and even the region where the olives were grown and the oil was produced. This traceability is a hallmark of quality. Be wary of vague labels that simply say, "Product of the EU," or similar broad statements. Certifications and seals. As we've discussed with individual countries, look for specific certifications like DOP, PDO, AOC, COOC, or USDA Organic. These seals indicate that the oil has met certain rigorous standards for authenticity and quality. The name of the producer or estate. Often, smaller, quality-focused producers will proudly display their name or the name of their estate. This signifies a personal investment in the quality of their product. Next, consider the vessel that holds the oil. Light is the enemy of olive oil, as it can degrade its precious antioxidants and flavor compounds. Therefore, genuine, high-quality olive oil is almost always packaged in dark green or amber glass bottles or in opaque tins. Avoid oils sold in clear plastic bottles as they offer little protection from light. And let's talk about price. While a high price doesn't automatically guarantee quality, an exceptionally low price should raise a red flag. Producing genuine extra virgin olive oil, from carefully tending the olive trees to the meticulous cold pressing process, is not inexpensive. If a bottle of extra virgin olive oil is significantly cheaper than most others, it's highly likely that corners have been cut and you're not getting the real deal. Remember the old adage, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Now you might be wondering if there are ways to assess the quality of your olive oil right at home. While no at-home test is foolproof and can replace laboratory analysis, there are a few sensory cues you can pay attention to. Aroma. Pour a small amount of oil into a glass and gently swirl it, then bring it to your nose and inhale deeply. Real extra virgin olive oil should have a vibrant, fresh aroma that can be described as grassy, fruity, like green apples or berries, or even slightly herbaceous, like tomato leaves or fresh herbs. If the oil has little to no aroma, or smells musty, rancid, or like old cooking oil, it's likely not high quality or may even be fake. Taste. Take a small sip of the oil, coating your mouth. Initially, you should perceive the fruity notes you detected in the aroma. Then, as you swallow, you should experience a slight bitterness on the back of your tongue and a peppery sensation in your throat. These characteristics are indicative of the presence of beneficial polyphenols, those powerful antioxidants we've talked about. If the oil tastes bland, greasy, or has an unpleasant aftertaste, it's likely not genuine extra virgin olive oil. Now you might have heard the refrigerator test, the idea that real olive oil will solidify when refrigerated. While it's true that the waxes and saturated fats in olive oil can cause it to become cloudy or even partially solidify in cold temperatures, this is not a reliable test for authenticity. Different varieties of olives have different compositions, and even high-quality extra virgin olive oil might not solidify completely in your refrigerator. Conversely, some adulterated oils might contain enough saturated fats to partially solidify, giving a false sense of authenticity. So, while observing how your oil behaves in the cold won't hurt, don't rely on it as a definitive test. Ultimately, my friends, in a world where deception has become so prevalent, knowledge is your most powerful tool. By understanding the risks, knowing what to look for on the label and in the oil itself, and being a conscious consumer, you can significantly increase your chances of bringing home genuine, health-giving liquid gold and avoid falling victim to these elaborate and potentially harmful scams. If you found this video informative and feel ready to take control of your olive oil choices, please do give it a like. Share it with your loved ones so they too can be empowered with this crucial knowledge. See you in the next video.